Hi, friends. There is one common mindset to all of the people who are able to access their intuition the easiest with the strongest result. The people that have gone the furthest have acquired this mindset, approach it, utilized it, and really benefited from it. I want to share this mindset with you today and see if that helps you as well. When it comes to balancing spirituality, in the first part, I talked about some key factors. Everyone is strongly intuitive. Everyone, everyone, you too. Yeah, I promise you, everybody. We have a scale where we are either on one end human or one end spiritual. And the best mindset for accessing the most intuition is found right in the middle. In this space of balanced spirituality. So let's talk about how to get there. First, let's completely eliminate I need to find the perfect place. And this was tough for me because I'm a perfectionist. I'm a Virgo. I can't help it. I really like everything completed in a box, ordered. I can be spontaneous, but I have to have a structure that I can break, but I have to have the structure and it has to fit very neatly into a little square that I can check out. So this one was tough for me. And if it's tough for you, I understand you just need to be patient with yourself, okay? But what we need to do is we need to learn how to let go of the end result, okay? Let go of the perfectionism around trying to access your intuition. What we want to do with balanced spirituality is always be moving towards balance. All right? That's it. That's all we got to do. We don't want to perfectly land in balance. We don't want to land in a balanced state and achieve it. There is no location. Intuition isn't found somewhere else. Intuition isn't something that you gain or get more of. Um, it's not somewhere else. It's not a location. It's not a destination. You cannot put your GPS and say, take me there. It's already within you, okay? The reason why we have a tough time accessing our intuition is because we're out of balance. Okay. As often as we can be in balance in this existence, and those are key words, and I'll explain it. As often as we can be in balance is as often as we're going to experience a very strong intuition. All right. When I say this existence, we need to remember when talking about these techniques today, we need to remember that we're here for two purposes. Well, we understand that there's reason for being a human being, right? When we decide as a spirit that we want to have an incarnation as a human being, we have two purposes, okay? We're here to be happy. We are here to be happy, and we're here to serve, okay? And that's going to look very differently for everybody because being happy for one person is different than being happy for another person. And serving for one person is going to be very different than another person. Okay. Those are, as a human, that's what we came here to do. Okay. But that's another thing altogether. All right. We are here to have experiences as in the spiritual and in the human realm. Okay. That's what we're talking about today. We're here to experience both. All right. And if we wouldn't want to have the human experience, we wouldn't be here. Okay. So we came here to have a human experience. That human experience is to be happy and to serve. Okay. But we're here to have both experiences. Some of those experiences are not fun. I totally get it. Okay. I've had my fair share of no fun human experiences. But that's what we're here for, and we cannot neglect that. We cannot neglect the human part, okay? We cannot live high up there in spirit because we're not spirit, we're humans, all right? So now let's get started with all of these. We're thinking in the mindset of moving towards balance, okay? Not finding it, landing it, achieving it, nailing it, hitting it, okay? What I want you to do is this, is to allow your mindset to check in with your three bodies, okay? On a regular basis. This is not a one-time done. No, regular basis, on a daily basis. Make this a spiritual practice that is easy, simple. You don't have to overcomplicate. We overcomplicate it, and I'm guilty of that. Totally. Okay. I need to remind myself that it doesn't have to be complicated. So make it simple. Okay. Perhaps you pick up 3 different cards, like tarot cards, or oracle cards, whatever. Or just perhaps, which is what I do, just sit with myself and check each one of my 3 bodies. So quickly, a quick review. Spiritual body is your spirit, physical body is your avatar, and your programming body is your mind. Okay. When we're looking for, first and foremost, is imbalance in one of these bodies. Okay. Or maybe multiple of them, 2 of them or 3 of them. We're looking for the red flags. All right. We're looking for something in our lives that is causing us to be out of balance. What happens when one of our bodies becomes out of balance is a lot of different things. We can become forgetful or shy, or maybe there's a physical issue that we have to deal with. We can deal with heavier thought patterns like depression. Serotonin can reduce. A lot of different things can happen. Okay. When we are out of sync with our alignment for those 3 bodies. Coffee. It's early in the morning. So first, what I want you to do is each morning you check in with those 3 bodies, which each of them. Look for something that might be out of balance, because we can move through life sometimes like a little numb, right? I've been there myself. I know what it is. Okay. I've been there myself. We all have done this. We move through life like everything is fine, everything is fine, everything is fine, everything is great. I'm good. Somebody asking you how you doing, you're like, I'm great. And it's really important to stop and check in. It's okay to say you're great. You don't want to, how you doing? Oh, and then you talk for half an hour, everything that's wrong with. No, we do not want to do that. We want to say that we're great. But internally, you need to check in. Something will always naturally be out of balance. Okay. It can be dietary, or it could be a relationship. It could be a lack of happiness in certain area of your life, because when one thing goes wrong in our life, it doesn't mean that everything is wrong in our lives, right? Right. We need to be, alerted to that. Okay. So whether it's work or home. It could be something that isn't completed. It could be something that's overwhelming you. These are all opportunities to move towards balance. Okay. So we need to really focus on what is out of balance and fix it and get it moved towards balance. Okay. What I'm asking you to do here today is invite you to step out of numbness and into balance, so we can lose that feeling and access our intuition. Okay, in the numb state, you're out of balance, and for some of us in some situations, okay, when we go through really hard trauma, or we have a terrible loss of somebody that is really close to us, and that's okay. Okay, it's not about rushing into healing. It, give yourself time. But if nothing big has happened in your life, it's just regular normal day, right? But there's an area of your life that is out of balance, we need to move towards balance, and that's where I want you to check in and get out of that numbness. Okay. um So for some of us, in some situations, this can be, survival, but we need to find a really, so when we are in that moment, it's okay to find support, to find community, to find a really good therapist, find somebody that you can that can help you talk through these things with. Okay. Somebody like me, for example, I'm a therapist. You know that, right? Yeah, I'm a licensed therapist. That's why I'm such a good coach, because I know how to hold that space for you. I've been doing that for over 20 years. Anyhow, uh, so we need to take that imbalanced space, saying, okay, this is the space where I'm in imbalance. I would like to find some balance. You'd start with the three bodies, okay? And if you're just starting to do this, first, you want to start, it's just easier to start with your physical body and then with your programming body, which is the mind. Because the spiritual body, once you get there, it'll be a little easier to say, okay, yeah, I don't feel very connected spiritually, so there's something that's out of balance, okay? But at first, it's probably easy to find imbalance in your physical body and your programming body. Physical body imbalances is like you have problems with your digestion, or you're exhausted, or there's some hormonal imbalance. Perhaps you have an injury or an illness or something that you need to push through physically. Okay. You identify it. You probably already have if you have something. But if you haven't yet, take a good look and go, okay, I can see this. Now I can bring more balance into my life by doing A, B, C, D, whatever, right? And then commit to doing it. The programming body, your second body, your mind in linear time, this is where a lot of us are going to find a lot of imbalances too. Okay, if your body is fine, if your body is functioning correctly, then you move to your programming body, your mind, and there's no judgment here. Okay, no judgment at all. This is part of the human experience that we came down here for, right? So when you sit with your programming body, with this mind that is here on linear time, it's the you that people see now, your quirks, your tendencies, your relationships, how you're processing things. Okay, perhaps you're trying to heal from being a people pleaser, a lot of empaths. people pleasers, or perhaps you have a relationship that's really rocky. Perhaps you're trying to learn how to set healthy boundaries. These are all natural and normal human tendencies. Everyone goes through those at some point in their lives. Everybody faces those challenges. It's part of why we're here. All right. So take a deep breath, you know, sit with that programming body and say, okay, how can I find more balance in some of those areas that are a red flag? And in future videos, I'll go even further into some of these red flags and how you can approach balancing back into that spiritual balance self with them. Okay. But for now, we checked into the physical body, and there's a change in diet, changing the movement of your body, changing anything that can help you balance that physical body to feel better and feel healthier. Also, you want to look at your programming body, your mind, and say, all right, is there anything that is weighing heavily on my mind, making me uncomfortable, making me sad? I just want you to have a moment where you look at that and you acknowledge what's happening. That's when you can start to move towards balance, as well as making some choices, some decisions, right? And yeah, please check with your third body, your spiritual body, okay? Have you had a lot of signs lately? Have you had a lot of goosebumps? That's confirmation. Or have you had unusual, beautiful spiritual moments? If you haven't had a lot of those, that's imbalance as well. And so, with each of these, let's talk about some approaches to how we can move towards balance. The key to this is to hopefully that you hear it's not, extreme, it's not a deadline to be done right now. All you need to be doing to achieve balance is move towards balance. Okay. That's all you gotta do. There's no need to feel overwhelmed by this. It's just a quick check-in. Okay. Is my body good? Is my diet right? Am I moving? Do I hurt somewhere? Am I sick? Cool. Okay. Emotional, mind. Am I stressed out? Am I overwhelmed? Spiritual. It's just a quick check-in. All right. So yeah, you sit with your physical body. You need to start moving. You need to do, you've been a runner, but you haven't run in years. Well, then, start slow. Um, you know, start with 5 minutes, whatever. To move towards balance. Okay. Just baby steps, baby steps. Then the programming body is a little bit more challenging because we have a history, we have a past, we have triggers, we have trauma, we have things that can be really challenging in this human experience in linear time, right? And we don't need to solve them all. It's not about fixing everything. We're not broken, okay? We're just moving towards balance. Do something today that moves you towards balance. Okay. So if you're allowing yourself in this small exercise of looking at all your three bodies, if you're allowing yourself to look at it and say, yep, this is weighing heavily on me, that's a bigger moment for you that many people realize. Okay. And I find myself with those blinders. Okay, everything is fine, right? But with this step, you are saying, you know what? Everything is not perfect. Everything is not perfect. And I'm going to start by doing something small to move towards balance. Okay. Lastly, with your spiritual body, if you're feeling disconnected maybe you haven't meditated, maybe you haven't had a spiritual moment in a long time. Start there, okay? Start meditating. Start meditating. Start meditating. Some people say there's no need for meditation. I I I, I don't know what to tell you. Okay. I don't know what to tell you. And meditation doesn't have to look the same for everybody, but you have to give yourself a space, a time every day where you quiet your mind so you can connect. I don't know what to tell you. Okay? So start with meditating. Start where it feels right. One of the things that I encourage you to do is to make space in your day to slow down enough to even notice how your spiritual body feels. Okay. There is a lot of distractions. There's a lot of distractions. I get it. We have TikTok. That's a big distraction for me. But slowing down and giving yourself some time in the morning, at night, I do both, but you don't have to. In the middle of the day, when you're waiting for your kids to come out of school and you're sitting in your car in the parking lot and you have 10 minutes, take 5. You can take 10. Do it then. It's quiet. You're in the car. Nobody's bothering you. Start with your breath. Just noticing your breath, okay? So if you really want to start working on your spiritual body, you can do something like connecting with an energy, connecting with a spirit, asking for guidance, connecting with the angels, just simple connection exercises, okay? The mindset is what is most important here. It's not about perfection. It's about moving towards balance with all of your bodies, okay? So you can experience the strongest spiritual experience in your life. And that is where your intuition lives. When you find that space, you'll be hearing your intuition loud and clear. Always. I love you. Bye.